Interesting one to say the least for Revenant.
DSG on defense, Revenant on attack. I like the chamber on this one.
Yeah, I think so too. I was getting around us to do some stats, by the way, on like the best defensive comp on Lotus.
Okay.
And chamber was there. It was in the top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because of like there wasn't that much data.
It was just T1
actually
only,
pretty good.
probably.
Yeah, there was a couple of teams, but
The problem is on attack, especially like if we're just using T1 as an example, they would average like 4 rounds man on attack, but they would always get like 8, 9 on defense. So weird one.
This is the buff chamber though, actually.
Nah.
No?
As they do try to clear around here, dropping it, Grumble does
Sounds a
fall
little
away.
bit delayed.
So they're going to force him back towards the back of sight, and he's going
I don't know, I honestly feel like Revenant could upset them.
Oh, bro, I think this is a 50-50.
Yeah.
Very low. They're leaving him. Completely leaving him. That's crazy.
Yeah, he might have done enough here
The
though.
audio bug for you as well.
Be able to find the trade, but now with that spike planted,
What did you say?
the rest of Revenant
It's
can
the audio
still
bug
play
for you.
this
Yeah,
3
yeah.
versus 2, not trying to give away too much here.
Did anyone in your team have trouble understanding you?
Yeah, sometimes. Not really anymore though, to be honest. Like, so if I'm waffling, yeah, like, you know.
Right, I even think 2 years in I had trouble.
No. At the start of the team, I think it was Rienz. He was like, sometimes I just agree with you. Like, I don't understand what you're saying, so I just agree. That was the first like 3 weeks or 4 weeks of the team.
That's
So I have to
so
speak a
funny.
bit slower. But yeah, we're good now.
That's really funny.
Kind of come out with now as well, because there's going to be a lot of onus on where these walls for Viper are going, how up and down they're going to be, how maneuverable you're actually going to see DOS9 be as well, right? Because we're looking towards DOS9 to be one of these players for this squad to really propel them. He's currently sitting at the top of the tournament in terms of ratings. You got Sultan.
And AP is back. Okay.
Believe it or not. So these guys for Revenant are going to be massive, and when you're putting DOS9 on
don't know what I changed. I mean, I didn't change anything.
And stuff, which is fine, but on towards the
Wait.
Omen for this one, it will adapt just a little bit differently in towards this map.
I was gonna say they're gonna buy more, right?
Really important, Smitch, in this one for Paradox as well, right? He has
Heck,
to
of
be the
course.
one that's fragging. This agent
Reckon
lineup
production
really
of Core
relies on
Detector
getting
to
him
this sound.
involved in a lot of these duels.
Yeah, maybe this.
Such a unique
I think
position, hey, you know, when you
they've
think
done it
about
a
a
few
region like
times.
South Asia.
Oh, really?
it's
I was
got
actually gonna
so
ask if
much
that's the thing.
versatility.
Yeah,
It's,
they've done it a few
the
times where like
combination of, you know,
the production would be
veterans
scuffed
in
and then applause would
Paradox,
come
SK
straight
Rossi's
away.
skills, and then bringing in the Kazakh talent of Sultan and DOS9, who, yeah, have been exceeding expectations, I suppose. So I feel like there's a lot of possibility in this roster of Revenant, but how well it needs to be dragged out is the question, because we always have been hearing from the desk, namely, you know, how the roles have switched up so much, which must make it so challenging as a roster to try and like find your
Open
feet,
predictions
you know?
again.
So,
You think,
quick
dude, you're
round of
going
applause,
against the
guys.
double
We shouldn't be too
duelist.
far away from that one,
Wait,
but,
Weber's even
yeah,
come over to
now,
my
it's
channel now,
been
trying to
good signs
blame the double
from
duelist.
what we can see, but I think this
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
is just going to be a tough team to
But it's
overwhelm.
I mean, as a kind of
Yeah, and they're in a bit of a
and some-
predicament as
Oh,
well,
he's got
right?
the pink
Because they
mouse.
haven't been
Love
in the
that.
lower bracket. When you consider how MSY
Dude, they've all got the
did
thing, no.
work, they were at kind of the top of
smaller
it the whole
things, they're
time.
Oh, they
passing
actually
around.
all have it. That's what it
Oh,
in
yeah,
another one. Look at
okay.
top left.
In their 3-0 result
Yeah.
scoreline, not really even being touched.
What are these?
Challenged.
M4.
You can
I don't know.
kind of say the
It must
same
be. It
thing
must
for
be to help
Juicy
you
and
breathe.
his
I
previous
don't know.
team over in Ascension last year, right? They had a great showing over at the group stage. They
That
got
air
into
to the
towards
brain,
these
maybe.
finals where they had the skip into that secondary
Quite
round
smart.
into the grand final, and
And they use it in
come out
football,
with it
no?
at the end. So I
sure.
think for Juicy right
Is that why
now,
gum
yeah,
is?
you're in
Is
a
that why?
lower
Because
bracket
you know
scenario
that
we
gum
really
helps you
haven't seen
concentrate
so
in these
far,
things.
but
They did like a
you've been in
test,
these scenarios
Yeah.
with
and it was like
crowds,
gum helps you
nothing like this should
concentrate.
faze you whatsoever,
It's
even
only
if
it's
you're
only
a
like a little
deficit, right?
percent. Is it
So
because
you're
of the
really trying
M4
to
then?
Bring your team up.
Maybe. I don't know.
All casters have gone nil. Here we go, man. This is your first time to do your casting.
I don't think anyone would have a clue what I'd be saying.
Crazy part about
If you
this,
started
right, is
talking
the
fast,
crowd
yeah,
probably
we'd all
made
be
him-
lost.
Yeah, yeah.
probably made him more excited, more of a better player. Because yeah,
People were saying it's for a blocked nose,
something
but there's
that
no
he's
way everyone in
familiar
the team's got a
with, as
blocked
you
nose, right?
mentioned. And some of the other players, obviously inside.
I mean,
Apparently it's called
You know,
poison.
played at tier 1 as well.
I don't know if you're. This guy said it's poison.
Many,
But I don't know if he's trying to get me to say it's poison.
bits of the storyline, but ultimately,
It's
I
like
think what
Bix-
we've
Bix,
sort of
but
seen
from
over the
Thailand,
last
I'm
little bit
pretty
is
sure.
definitely a,
Apparently it's
position of
poi,
where the young talent
Sian.
coming up has
It
been
could also
a
be
pretty
poison,
exciting
honestly.
prospect.
But it's from Thailand and it's very strong, apparently.
So,
It's a real thing. Okay.
lots to consider.
It's goated. It's goated.
But what's the
Many
benefits?
different factors.
Yeah,
that
what are the benefits?
make this just an exciting competition in general?
I'm gonna Google
so many variables.
Ahil,
that have come
what
through the
have I got
entire
this
time.
game? Dude, this is a 50-50,
And
man.
really, it
I
has
think
to come down to
comp-wise,
kind of
Revenant
any,
have better comps.
you know, crazy
And
change-ups
then-
or anything like that. It's just been about how well
Yeah,
the
I
team
don't
works
really
synergetically.
know.
And Sinpresa has been the one that's kind of led the charge on that so far.
Nah, absolutely. It's going to be a really interesting final up at the top part of that bracket as well. And speaking of Sinpresa, right, they have absolutely made Boom bleed. They've shown them to be mortal. And that's exactly the challenge that you have around the corner for the winner of this series as well, right? So I think that's going to be an extremely important one to have some great preparations for when you consider that you only have tonight and tomorrow morning to get your research in for that series for the winner of this one.
Yeah. That's super high pressure now. You know, the Britama Arena games are only just around the corner now, as we know. Starting Friday, this coming weekend. Tickets still available. Make sure you go check those ones out. We'll be there. We're pretty cool, I think, sometimes. And very much looking forward to it. We've got such a great crew on this Ascension Pacific roster this year round.
Revenant have the old
just seeing
GE assistant coach, big time.
I think so, yeah. People were saying big time was
the
there.
teams,
Oh, yeah, they do.
I think that's big time on the left.
Yeah, it is on the
make
left.
it all happen.
It's not, he kind of reminds me of Eamon. I don't know why.
Really in for a pretty exciting weekend of competition at the arena.
Okay, maybe not.
I
Now that I'm
didn't see
looking
it,
at it
but
more,
Absolutely.
Like, from one angle, I was thinking I seen Eamon, but no, maybe not.
Soon. I'm hoping that all
No, I mean, like a little
players
bit.
are ready and
Not even a little
working
bit. Like
towards
when he's
each
looking
other,
up like
right?
that, a little
Because
bit like
you've
Eamon.
had the time
The other
to
coach is English as
have
well,
your
right?
breakfast, have your lunch, get
Yeah,
your
yeah.
research
I
in,
think
get
it's
your
Fields,
crack
yeah.
in. We've got laughs from them all. But we're going to need some serious faces on when we get into the depths of this, because if you think about who Disguised have already played against, right? That Full Sense game where there was a huge comeback from them over on Icebox on that attacker side. A lot of that was, you know, Juicy stepping up. There was a lot of grumble action coming through. I know Mika was really excited with all of
Go
that.
back into
action
the tech
coming
again.
through.
Yeah.
So I think coming into this as well, you know, you're in
Still good.
that double-edged sword scenario too, right? Where you're in that second pass mark for the upper finals. But you lose that, you're now into the lower bracket, and it's your
Okay, it's like you
elimination
found
game,
it. It's
right?
called
You can
Hong
have
Tai.
two best of threes and you're done. Whereas
Right.
Revenant had the upper bracket
what do we-
game that they lost to
when am I
Simplicity. They
using
get dropped
this?
down by Rapid Low
So
Five. They
Hong Tai is
absolutely
basically-
belt them out of the park. And
Yeah.
then they come in towards this game as well,
Please
right?
hold the
So
line.
we're already seeing from Revenant a loss, a win,
Relieves
adaptability
dizziness.
coming through, relying on your strengths, and we haven't had that.
Also,
much
maybe
to
they are actually
explore
ill.
too far from Disguise. So that's going to put a lot
It's a
of
secret
emphasis
recipe from the
during
mixture of
this game
incense and
on
herbs,
how they're gonna
resulting
discuss
in a
things.
product with a unique scent for
That was
relaxing
a real
body
big,
and
question mark for me
a
yesterday.
mild
You know,
mood
I thought Rapid
enhancer.
Lo-Fi were
It's
in
a
little bit of
traditional
chance. They were actually my
aromatherapy.
prediction, but Revenant just
Okay.
kind of cleared house. They ended up going for a
So I
walk
guess it's just
earlier
to
than
make them
expected because of it. So
chill.
Yeah.
we'll see
Oh,
if they can
quite cool.
continue this form. They've obviously already
I'm
won the
nervous.
pistol. Now they're trying to get some further information as we're back into the game, baby.
Absolutely, and you've got the creep up from Disguised already, so they can have a massive flood for the rotate if they want to.
There.
It's a bit of a weird freeze, isn't it? Sitting just behind that screen. Couple have got away, but they do clearly want to keep taking that fight as best as they can.
Yeah, I kind of like this
But
idea.
just
Instead of
keeping the
pushing
eye on the
aggro, they
prize.
just have three
Just on these
people weighing in
pistols
case
too,
they
so
want to
grouping up
default
is not
back
a
over
bad
towards A.
tactic.
Does look like they want to.
Get a little bit of
Oh, they might get
bullets
get something
in
for
the
this.
fray.
Prowler?
two.
Do they just want to ignore?
Now the Revenant know that they're really close from the back of that Prowler. They might actually want to second guess it.
Yeah, this is a good call.
It's all the information they need. Happy with that. Knows someone up's close. There's got to be some sort of sneaky setup. And now they can just waltz up towards B, which is free of charge. They won't know that just yet. They won't know that there's a two-bedroom house with a pool in the back. But
Chamber of an
Rumble
outlet, man. That's got to
is
be the
gonna have a
most
tough
devastating
time
thing
with
to
just
come
the
up
classic
against.
here
So
to
the eco,
recover.
you should never get eco.
Yeah,
I
look,
feel
he's
like.
gonna
Everybody
shred
on
them when they
DSG
push
is
it.
going to have a tough time in this round, specifically when they
Or
just
is he?
have to throw caution to the wind and sacrifice
Yeah.
these pistols into
As soon as
it.
they make
But Revenant-
footsteps, he's
Yeah,
turning
yeah,
around
yeah.
and he's gonna
They're
he's
really
gonna get
sharpening
these
around the
two.
map up.
This
Like,
is
they
actually a
wanna
cool
bleed out the
pause
time.
to pick
One
up
of
the
their favorites. It's one
ecos.
of the things that they really
Yeah.
have to be careful
He's
of
got
in
cover
the
from his
stages
back
of
as
this
well.
game.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
really do feel time
When's it gonna
management.
contact the whole way though? I know he spotted them though. Oh,
Oh my.
it's been classics, man. Yellow card? First
Couple of
win?
shots already coming through.
This was the tech
It's funny
port.
there,
This was
isn't
for
it?
the
You know, you
observers
sort
to
of sit in
miss
the
it.
silence and just wait to see what kind of
Yeah, but
comes
the
out
observers
like
just
this with these
AFK,
pistols.
man.
And DSG, they're
Miss every
actually gonna
kill.
try and go for this now, okay? We're talking about playing it slow, playing
What's
it
going
late.
on?
They're both sitting in link. This is
I just
gonna
wanna
be
see one
really,
kill this
really
round,
awkward
bro.
to try and defend. The Prowlers come out. The information is
I've got a
gathered.
good
They've
post
got it
plan,
all
though.
now. They know exactly where they can
Ooh.
go. It's a good series that'll
Hey,
make them
tell her.
vulnerable and skills. Able to take a couple.
are really good
Boom
too
lights
before
keep
post
them
plan.
away.
Here you go, you
It's
gotta come.
fine. They're chilling. We don't have to worry.
That's a good recovery because that could have been.
Yeah, no, it could have been really bad. This was nice though. Once they kind of realized the stack was over towards A, the plant towards C more. The plant is strong. Like when they get round the corner.
Yeah, that's really good. The pill was huge as well.
Yeah. Lurking about, and he gets immediately dispatched of by Juicy. You do a deep plant, you overextend a little bit, and then you get a little bit worried.
Late observing was saw that, dude. Honestly, normal observing should have been fine here.
Combo, you refresh the nade.
I think something's going on in production. They're just sorting some stuff out. You can tell.
In the next couple of rounds, because if you don't see an adjustment for Revenant in these first couple of rounds, and DSG's momentum starts to build on this defensive side, they are just going to run at you. They are going to take the fights.
See, Rossi already tagged up as well, so a couple of bullets of the Headhunter already expended. But still, look, you know, the investment that they brought out here, they can be kind of happy with what they're going to go in offensively. But it just depends on where they want to go with it all.
Yeah, I mean, the telltale of a map like Lotus, right? Your Sentinel's usually stuck over at the C site, so for Grumble, he needs to be able to deliver something here against the lesser weaponry if he is by himself.
Such an interesting beast, hey? Like, these guys have so much control of the map, and Revenant have barely even taken any territory back to be aware of that.
Yeah, I mean, the other side of that is that they haven't expended too much utility to be able to clear things out, right? So you can see that Skills still holds on to a bit of this utility outside of A, calls for the wall to go up from Sultan.
And now they're actually going to head over towards C.
Interested over at that A site.
At one point, it's going to get so low time that this should get weaker.
Skip in towards because there is no utility left.
Yeah, you can see the Fade moving over, the Omen moving over. It's going to be a 5v5 retake, but they still have Omen flash. Omen should go heaven and they just do the usual, right?
And it's going to be a good old-fashioned 5v5 brawl on the retake.
Yeah, but SK Rossi coming out.
Yeah, I don't really like when the Omen goes water.
Grumble now only good for one. This is where it gets a little bit risky with the plant down.
Great shot back from Skills though.
Because what is your Omen flash? You get into this corner and do it here.
And set back a little bit now because they've got weapons in tow to make the job done.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel as good.
Going to be able to find position as best as possible.
This is weird,
exactly
man.
What you mentioned, SK Rossi on that flank. Paradox though has to go big. Staron's already onto this defuse, and I don't even know if they're going to be able to.
Honestly, they handled it pretty well.
No way at all. Vera just got straight in there, all up in the grill.
They did handle it pretty well.
This is the scariest thing that I think about. I've not seen a team that hasn't picked the Neon on Lotus so far in this competition look promising. It's been the Neon all the way that has really sort of taken advantage of this. And, you know, with the Skies going the double duelist in the Neon with the
stream audio, yeah, it is a little bit weird on the stream. It's not my stream, it's
this. Has been one of these teams that haven't adopted it, right? So they're still playing.
At least it's not delayed anymore.
Slowly but surely making their way around the map. And that is going to be one of the things I'll keep my eye on. How slow are Revenant going in the beginning?
Man, these Neons.
How fast?
The Ascension Neons are crazy.
Idea of what's going to be happening.
Or you think back to Full Sense and JFT, right? Some of these rounds are over in less than 10 seconds.
Okay, big buy rounds.
So quick.
Pretty much got everyone here, right? 4 of them that can't buy next.
We
got 2 of them here.
You got that one-way dark cover over at the side of Mound as well with a deeper camera, so you can use that for a bit of a retake setup if you need to for Grumble there.
They are pulling back a little bit. DSG did have a bit of a focal point.
DSG can probably just see hit so much on their attack.
It's going to be hard to overwhelm irrespective. They do catch it on the trip now, destroyed. Prowler does good work.
Skills and Paradox are both one away from their ultimates too, so it'll be a huge frag for Vera to find regardless of who it's on.
Just a late solo search over towards B. We're out here looking a bit like EDG though. That's something that EDG would be doing. Just insta re-clear with the pressure.
Might be able to find some good timing. Obviously with breaking.
Final with the prime.
Destroyed.
That's my dad. Hello dad. Thank you for the 7 months. Thank you for the prime usage, dad.
It's a complete rotation off actually, Komodo.
Hope everyone's good.
The only thing for Vera is that door.
It's probably a good time to do boomer slugs.
As soon as he sees this utility, he doesn't have to necessarily stay and fight, but he does want to get out at least.
Paradox has popped this very early on as well. I don't even know if he'll find anything. It's Sultan in the He's taken
no for the boomer slugs. That's only for me. Damn.
No, not quite. No information.
That's crazy.
Getting planted. Position is now awkward. Juicy looking to swing around.
My
Paradox.
God, what a shot.
Actually, another frag for him in the round. There we go. So it takes the advantage back the way of Revenant.
Skills on the plant, skills on the Nightfall. Staron to get a trade, and Revenant are still holding on to this one, aren't they? Now just down to the leader in charge.
1v3. It's going to be super tough for him to get back into this, but as he sort of mentioned, right, you know, some low HP for Sultan. He's going to walk straight through, But as they get in towards breakable, even if he does try to contest this, they've already got it so far back that it just should be easy done. But Styron does get
actually,
a really nice shot to make it
I was going to say, that actually was kind of doable, man.
2 on the opening, 2 on the close.
I got a little bit scary.
2 of these teammates for Revenant, and that's a great response. After only losing the bonus so far, they get a 3rd.
Yeah, really well navigated around the map when they lose the opening frag as well, right? Collectively as a team, pop the showstopper in, get in towards the site. You got Sultan, who does manage to win that duel, and that was a really important one at the end because it buys enough time. And
was Lotus the DSG pick? Yeah, you can always check top left. It normally says who's pickers.
You reset the economy of Disguise now, who maybe...
And they got the ecos down, man. We're getting the outlaws out every time.
Yep. That was a really good run by Revenant.
Yeah.
Pretty
hard.
They're usually taking these rounds.
Yeah, Rossi's lucky to be out though, isn't he? Sultan Goat finds Grumble very, very quickly, and now...
Did you see the Revenant game 30? You didn't, did you? Or did you see them play the second time?
This is the first time watching play.
Okay. Yeah, did Sultan impress me the other day? I was Paradox as well. Like, he didn't have like the most insane impact, but like as a duelist, he was doing the right stuff.
Yeah.
He's not like super flashy, but I think he does his job quite well.
The problem is that Grumble is
like Sultan, Dust9, and Paradox are like the most impressive ones for me.
Now they pop the showstopper, trying to find something, but all the information is being gathered off this Fade utility. And just they are so far forward, such a good position to be found in right now. But they need to make sure that they can actually walk their way back into this round.
Damn, that Fade eye, holy. That is a lovely Fade eye.
Yeah, and that's another thing, right? See his skills the other day, he was like really struggling individually. I think he was like 1 in 10 at some point, but his Fade utility was actually good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you were coach of GE, right, would you try and build up like the Indian players, or would you pick up people and try and be like going for champs? Because I think if you had 5 Indian players, you can't make champs with the skill base that's there at the moment. But like, would you go for like the long term?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd have to just spend. You're not guaranteed to make champs either if you import people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You might as well.
You may as well invest in like younger talent because there's still a lot of talent. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I'd take Sultan for sure.
And then like 3 years time, you hopefully reap the rewards.
Yeah, and I think Paradox. I don't know how old Paradox is, but I think this guy's
from the pit too could be really well placed if they did manage to get into this C site and play post.
They're breaking the tripwire too. No information.
This might be crazy heavy attack sides for both teams.
But they're gonna fall away. They're happy with the information.
I'm just thinking the Neon's gonna have full freedom on attack against this comp.
From Styron, gone, denied. But Wayne in the catch, in the afterplant. That's really good to be finding them. Dust9 though, and Skills will respond.
Wait, what?
Grumble and Vera though. Oh my god, Grumble. This is the thing, he didn't die early off the back of this round.
Yeah, and this guy got a peek out towards top of B as well.
For the rest of Revenant now, running on in. Grumble with 3.
Yeah, it kind of felt like the spike was planted with how they played.
Needs the leader in the Cypher. Awesome stuff from DSG to find a second.
Yeah, when you got that Nightfall coming in from Styron as well, you know that you can start to get a bit of a flanking play from Wayne to come into it when the audio's gone, right? So getting into the right position at the right time, just completely locking them all in mound, essentially. No way out, shots to just be found, distraction from Vera, just heads up play, exactly what's happening to at the end. That was really well done from Disguise, and maintaining a lot of this weaponry into the next round as well, right? You do start to chip away at Revenant's economy, who still will have...
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those other big rounds. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, we both went aggro. They had no idea that the Omen went for the double TP play.
The Kazakh man finding 2 already. Now as they sit back, still
that was huge, man. The double TP play on LAN is... Yeah, it's really strong.
Absolutely. You need to see something brought back for Disguised in this round.
Ken's did it to us first, and we had no idea what happened. But me and Weber were watching it like, what the...
Yeah, it's...
unfortunately, is just going to be giving that one.
You just don't hear. Like, with the comms as well, like, you actually just don't hear.
It doesn't feel right, isn't it? You know, the Neon operator, but clearly it works. Just the ability to get in and out is just so pivotal, and what makes the current meta so dangerous to play against the Neon.
Yeah. I'm interested by the fact that Disguise is still playing the 1-1-1 across the map when you've got
that's nice early info. Decides to leave it, joins up with his teammate.
It's going to be destroyed with no real value, where you could have gambled on one of these other sites with another player. Plants start to go down, however, so on this 3 versus 3 retake, Dust9 has smokes to get a little bit of stalling out for Revenant.
I've got info off the back of that Prowler as well. I wasn't sure if Styron actually spotted anything when he did peek in from heaven, but they're just going to relax for now. SK Rossi is in an
You want to put his like TP down here and go aggro?
He's trying to get straight onto that line. He can't overstay his welcome on this chamber. He'll be so careful. Baits out the shot though and walking on in now.
Why has he not got his TP down, man?
Yeah, that's what I was saying there.
Puts the high gear in, but DOS9 finds his third.
Whoa.
On for the ace here. That's a 4K. The man has been going
Maybe he just
so
got it back or
live so
something,
far
but still.
here on this very map for DOS9. He wants the ace, but it's going to be denied. That's so
See, for
unlucky.
me
But still,
here-
he needs to clutch it out. He can't lose this one. I don't think he's got the time.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
right.
fine.
They can't lose
They
this
at
one
least plays
by
time,
the
but I think this guy
If
should
this
always
happens,
face. But the thing is, they felt like they didn't know he was here, so that's why this guy played fast. Just positioning-wise, this guy has to commit so heavy, whereas this guy never has to commit. So it should kind of be the other way around. But the reason that they did the Omen fast is because they didn't know that. Well, they thought they didn't know what the fade was. So.
And how cohesive
really
Revenant
typical.
actually are as a team now. Such
I mean, he
improvement
played
from
great
not
though on
only
this.
the course of Split 2 to overwhelm True Rippers, but also just
Might have been because of the
throughout the
ace
course
too
of
as
this
well. Yeah,
tournament,
maybe a little
really
overheat on
well
this.
at adapting what's
I mean,
working well
it
for
wasn't
them
bad.
and
They,
what's
no
not
matter
to
what, it was
deploy
secured time-wise as long as they both
mid-game.
just don't double face. More the thing for like
Amazing stuff, man.
educational
This is a start that I don't
purposes.
think many people would have been expecting right now. Paradox though straight into the relay
Okay,
vault,
bro, the
and I
fade
don't
eyes
think
are doing
that's a
so
happy
much
position
right
to be
now.
found in. That's a happy little accident. Vera finding it, but
For both
DOS9, he's
teams.
here again and again. Already the
Sure.
impact that this man continues to throw out. Wayne with a good response
Oh,
though.
great TP, man.
Nightfall actually does
Damn.
come out, is able to dodge it with the shrouded step.
That was nice.
Prowler will catch, get some info, but it's a 2-on-3.
Damn, the
still.
distraction was so
Oh,
good.
Disadvantage. Oh, Rumble!
And he had the other guy go back a sight. Wait, this was impressive, man. This was a sick round from Wayne. He did so well. Oh my goodness.
Existed. Sultan is in a 1v2, but he does find one through the dark cover. And now look at this reposition from Wayne. Is he going to be ready for this? No, not at all. Of course he's not. But has he made it into the tree?
No, he thinks he 100% went tree because he didn't see him and he actually went outside. He's so sure he's 100% tree. No.
He is convinced. He is sure. And Sultan, if he times this right,
Whoa.
pops the toxic cloud.
Wait, that was
It's
legit.
gonna be Wayne. Jesus,
Yeah,
man,
he's
I went
good,
through
man.
too many
He's-
stages.
he's
Yeah, Bruce
smart
Wayne,
as
I'm
well.
telling you. He's
DSG
good.
find
He's good.
3.
Oh boy.
I think Brucey the other day was impressed
I mean,
with
the
me.
aggression around the rubble from Disguise, when you send your Neon in, when you get some shots out, when you've got Chaos ensuring around it. I mean, sensational work on the Haunt as well to just piece together a lot of information. But when it comes to it, Wayne repositioning individually around the
Oh,
map,
that was
around
impressive,
this
man. That was a
A
solo
site,
round.
even
That
when
was
you think,
awesome.
yeah, okay, we're toying with the
He
idea
played
of
it
this
so well.
rotating door. He's again just at the right moment, at the right time, with the damage that was done by his team earlier on to find the finish. A thrifty round to come on through in one of these really strange ones where you have
This is the
quite
German coach, no?
readable ability reactions that you can actually throw in
maybe.
from Revenant.
He played
right?
CS.
If you're
I didn't
playing
recognize
as
him.
Revenant
Oh, really?
right now and you're wanting to go for some of this
I
map
thought he
control,
did, yeah.
you actually have in your deployment, right, a rendezvous to get out if you're putting in your chamber there. You have, these combinations of utility that you can get with a flash to clear out rubble. If you're putting out your Prowler, if you're putting out your Haunt, you can go for
Yeah,
those
he played
lineups
CS, yeah.
as well
He played
for
CS
the
Source and
staggering
CS Go.
Oh,
utility
this is
down.
Alex R.
There's
Okay,
so
yeah.
much that we can actually
Yeah.
see for clearing of this spot, but it kind of is just a little bit dimensional of a
Bart,
progression
thank you so much, man.
post-rubble
Appreciate the
block.
11
playing
months.
against
Thank you with the prime.
And a barrage of battle around it, which, to be honest with you, against the Pistols is not an
I appreciate that,
ideal
man. Thank you
play.
for the 11
So I
months.
think this pause is really an important one. Just to ensure that for Revenant, what they're doing is what they go back to. Because what they're doing that's working has not been exploited yet as an answer back from Disguised.
Good time to let it all simmer as well. I think that's the thing, you win the round, you take the pause, you give it back, and it's actually an additional pause as well to really make sure the conversation is had. Clearly whatever happened in the previous round, was a breakdown in communication from the side of Revenant. So they need to make sure that that doesn't continue, right? That's always going to be a little bit of a plague, I suppose, to this team where it just all breaks down at the macro.
I'm surprised they
and the
allow that
teams can't
stuff.
quite get on the same
You wouldn't be
page as
allowed
each
that in
other.
BCT, I reckon.
The
know-
sniffing
Oh,
salt.
Yeah,
social.
yeah.
You're not even allowed to have. You're not allowed to like show chewing gum.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have anything, right?
Your opponent's
Yeah.
utility, baiting out a lot of their utility. These
You're allowed
fast
to. You're allowed
plays
to
for
have
them
chewing gum
isn't
though, right?
really
But
in
it
their
has to be
You're
in
allowed
your
to have
pocket.
it, but
right?
you
So I think
can't
that their tendency is to
like
try and
distribute
battle
it to
a
people.
Disguise,
Like you can't show
super
yourself
when
like
they're
giving it to
going
someone
really
else.
fast.
Okay, yeah.
It is never going to work because the other teams
This guy's
feel
just
a lot more
loving.
cohesive
He's sniffing.
in
He's loving
driving
it.
in
He's
that
loving it,
play,
mate.
in having the quicker reaction.
wanna try
These
this now.
guys, yeah, we've got, you know, DOS9 and Sultan.
You must be allowed
the
the coaching
a lot
this.
of this, but the other guys, you know,
Yeah, actually.
You
I mean,
you
I
get
think the
addicted
rule is
somehow, mate.
usually it's like if it's usually if it's not on camera, like, as long as it's not on camera, you're fine.
Highlight the elephant in the room for SK
Like
Rossi
Weber,
as well, right?
if you have to take a tablet or something, or if you have to take like if you got a sore head and you want to take a paracetamol, you have to do it off cam.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. The internet's just gonna be like, what the hell is this guy taking?
Yeah.
Revenant propping him up to succeed.
And they buy the double outlaws.
That's exactly right, though. You know, you swap out.
I'm so fine with this.
And get the neon, and it's just such a different pick, such a different change. And this
Oh,
time
he
at
doesn't
least
push
they
that,
managed
does he?
to sort of bait
He
out the
does.
shot from Vera,
Holy.
but, you know, he's straight in there. He's got Styron.
Double duelist, man. You gotta.
just can't turn the tide here. So it is a weak
gotta send it sometimes.
Surely you're satisfied with the one, no?
I mean, yeah, you should be, but
He's thought, you know, I've got a shorty. It's obviously fun.
That's the
Look at
nature
it.
of these agents as well, and the players behind them too, right? Where you know that you're going to get
Lunatics.
ruins. You've got the contingency of making sure that you have that rotating door readily available. You got Vera who can go in, go out. You've got a body behind him in Styron to make sure that the trade's there when the shots are missed or the shots are even hit in caught and reload. These are the fast rounds that you can afford to do because of this agent set that you're running. When you're Revenant, you need to kind of use a little bit of this utility early on if you want to sniff out these positions.
So back to
money in the
operator for
bin,
Vera.
great
So
ults.
they keep
Ult to get on
going
site,
in and out
ult to win
the
after
outlaw on some
plant.
of these eco rounds.
They should know that
It's a
there's.
little bit
They're
weaker.
gonna think there's double
Maybe they're gonna
outlaw.
find an opening,
But we actually get
try
an
and
op
take that
now.
position once more.
That everyone
They're
goes for heavy armor. I like the change of the outlaw to the op.
The mix for it.
How
They've got a
has
bit
he
of a look,
tanked
and
that?
They narrowly missed that shot onto Styron. Don't know how he got away with that. So it is going to be a spike plant early, but how quick are they going to look for this retake?
The difference when it's just Styron by himself.
great
right?
nade.
No
Oh my god, that's
Canada
actually a
helping
great
out
nade on
down
top of them.
towards the pit. How do you sniff this one through when you've got Styron down?
This is an
You need to
impossible
honestly
retake
send
with the
Vera
double
straight
op, is it
into
not?
the pit,
Unless
sliding
Wayne
and
and
then trade it.
or Grumble does something
And
insane.
Rossi's been taken out for absolute free there. He was lurking back towards the
Unless
end
they
of A,
give
and,
them picks.
worked out for a great shot onto Paradox from Vera
Guys,
as well. They need to make
what
sure
are we
that they
doing?
keep Sultan alive for as long as possible here, Komodo, because look at how quickly they're moving in here. It's going to be Grumble to find another, and now it's just on to the Kazakh boys. DOS9, Sultan, and they do make it work, but it's all left on to Vera with 1 HP. And it's DOS9
was
the clutch and
way
close.
too
Again,
close.
These guys, as a duo, they're having so much
Imagine
impact,
knowing, because they didn't know about the
dragging
op,
Revenant through
right?
some of these
But imagine knowing double outlaw,
Difficulty when
and then
you
just
sacrifice
stepping
the
outside of the
HP towards
Viper
the pit,
multiple
as long as you're in
times.
there, I mean, it makes it more difficult to take
I
a
think
duel,
need two
so
more
a little
runs
bit
though, to be
lucky
fair.
for
Revenant at least.
when they do manage to get into it and play
But this
around
comp
it
is not
too,
gonna be
right?
easy
See
to
the
defend
sharp
against.
shots
No, that's what
from
I'm
Vera,
saying, man.
see
And
them
it's
caught
like
in
the
transitioning weaponry, pulling out the
chamber's
sidearms,
gonna
seeing
be
his
nice
opponents
to
get
hold
back
C,
into
but
the
as soon as
pit,
it
there's
gets
nothing you can
like as soon as
really
it
do about
TP's away,
at
they're
that
just
point
sending
in
it into
time
sight.
either. This is one of the
You could
deficit
definitely do some
positions that
baits
you're gonna
against
see
this
with an
team,
agent
right?
lineup.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like
over on this
the
guy's side.
the
If you
chamber
want to
holding
clear
C with a
something
guy
like a
close
pit,
with a
you need
judge in
your
the corner
Styron.
here would just be unbelievable.
Vera already
Sorry, but
looking
what's
for
this
him.
TP?
Once again, you know, SK Rossi dies with that.
But this is the anti-eco one, right?
Really struggling on this chamber right now.
Yeah,
You've
but-
just gotta
But it
pick
doesn't
this
work
face
when
up
it
and
doesn't
make
work
that
when the
side
neon's
net.
absolutely
Yeah,
sending
and
it.
either through door or through breakable towards B, but they're going to choose to go to the alpha site, and they're just locked in.
So quick on the flank was Vera. And now Juicy and Grumble managed to find the equalizers.
I guess it makes sense in an eco because you had, you know,
Grumble.
some control,
No
but-
wonder he earns his stands. He's got big fans because he hits big shots. And
I
that's
But it,
huge
I
for
think it
DSG
only
as
makes
well.
sense if your team goes B.
Recognizing in that fact
Yeah, that's what I
as well
mean.
that you can
That's
get
like-
pushed over
yeah.
once you've
Because if
lost
your
the
team's
side,
going A,
dropping
it should
down
be in the
cyber
corner
cage to
towards
get the
B,
audio cue
like
that
on
the
there's
other
someone
side.
in it. That's
Yeah.
what turns his head back towards the focus as well, right? If he doesn't put that there, he's potentially looking back out toward the stairs because his teammate got traded out over there. He doesn't know if he's going to get flanked. So it's just these quick little micro mechanisms that he's able to readily adapt for is what really is a standout Cypher player in my mind that Grumble emphasizes.
He's been impactful as anything. You know, him and Vera are the players we predicted. Whereas Juicy's been relatively quiet, but it's because he hasn't been needed yet. So they pick up the pace once
Open
more. They
door,
head towards
pressure
B. They're gonna
behind.
be able to find
They
the spike
just
plan
send
again.
it.
It's been
I would be
successful
tempted
for them,
to
but
send it all
can
the
they
way
do it
through
again with
heaven
weaker
here.
weaponry?
Yeah, Juicy's got the
Not a
shot
great
shot
plan.
up, so we're gonna
This is
send
hard
it
for
all
Revenant,
thing,
I
and it is
feel
the
like.
last round of the
A
half
lot of
round
this,
view.
a lot is on this
Yeah,
guy.
they
That
will
is an
make it work,
incredible
make it
omen
go
flash
hard,
to
and
make him
Juicy
use his
does finally miss that shot with the
Keep an eye on the
showstopper,
Viper,
so
man.
The C's does actually catch too,
Bro,
so that
Wayne
makes
is
it really
great.
awkward. Sultan
Wayne-
not quite ready for Wayne. That's the second time Wayne
Great.
has managed to find a frag in that position now. Vera getting the shot into SK Rossi. DOS9 has to go big here, and with just the Sheriff, what do you even do there?
Yeah,
Skills
they just
also
didn't have
takes
enough
him
space or
just
anything
one.
here, really. Like, the
But
only
that's the
person that could win
round
this round was the
done, and
Viper.
Dust are alive,
The
but
plant
the
wasn't
skies that
good.
they have
Once they got
found
towards
their
here,
method.
And the door was open so early, and you're never really going to open the door with just one person. It's normally two, especially with the aggro. I think you gotta just delay the plant and push somewhere else.
For a bit of a retake, for a bit of a flank watch at the moment, disguised are really easily.
6-6 with comp is good for DSG. Yeah, I'm thinking the Revenant need to win pistol right now.
At the beginning of this round, Revenant setting up for another B hit, but not having the utility and the space to take the battle against Disguise before they can posture for retake. You're not going to be winning those duels. So 6-6, pretty decent scoreline actually for both sides on the flip.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because it feels like the last few rounds from Disguise were so convincing that it should feel like it's like maybe, you know, an 8-4 or a 9-3 half in their favor. Because Revenant got those early few rounds, and it was definitely most of the
muting. What's up? How we doing?
Individual performances. You know, Paradox had a good round. DOS9 had a fantastic
really
round.
terrible attack half. It's not really terrible because they have a chamber. So, like, honestly, on paper, 6 is good with their comp. It's just the fact they're up against double duelists. So,
Weber thinks Revenant still win this.
I
think it's all down to chamber, right?
Yeah, that's the same. I think it just depends on SK Rossi. It's got a lot of pressure. He needs to have like a really impactful half.
Yeah, I agree. Quicksuit with the tier 1. Thank you, the 11 months.
No go, have to fix it. And that is what I feel like they've been able to do with the addition of Big Time coming into this roster.
The chamber has to go C, and then he has to somehow get one every single time before he TPs away.
And I think that looking at this team, you know, they've been able to
unless they want to fight heavy over towards C, which could work.
But now you've got who I'm highlighting actually with the bad defensive side in disguise, right? They themselves in
When's
this
Pal
game,
coming back? October like 15th, 14th, 16th, around then.
I think Alex has done a phenomenal job with them to just sit down with the boys, figure out exactly what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are to get back into it. And I'm looking at this and I'm just having a kind of
the chamber.
about it.
Yeah, chamber. I mean, the thing is, you want to be playing a Neon. If you're playing against a Neon, you want to have a Cypher.
Where to fix weaknesses. So
but the chamber's still pretty decent.
Within the first half of the first map in this best of 3.
But yeah, Neon does absolutely send it sometimes. So if your TP isn't good, you just
there's a quick tech
get him run down.
Someone's out of a seat, so they shouldn't be too far away, we would assume. But yeah, man, I don't know. This is another game where it's elimination station, right? You know, one of these teams won't be making their way in, won't be getting all the way through to that next stage of competition. And I think there's obviously going to be a lot of eyes, again, on all these teams, especially the ones who make it to the arena, whether or not it's to, you know, make their way towards ascending or getting picked up into Tier 1 exclusively outside of that into the next season. You know, there's so many question marks into this offseason.
Are they allowed to
look like for so many of these
speak during attack pause? So in the halves, you
biggest
should be allowed to speak anyway, I'm pretty sure. Because you can speak in halves once you change the sides anyway. So as long as it's like not midway through, I'm pretty sure it's fine. As long as the round doesn't start. Like, you're normally allowed to speak with coaches and players until the barrier goes down anyway. So I think it's just like when the game's actually live.
So this could be the upset to the winner of this series to best that big old hurdle to then get into that arena.
Boom's such a funny team as well. Hey, you know, they had that absolute stomp, obviously, straight out the rip, but then they kind of got pushed back really hard straight away into the next series. So I don't know, they're up and down, and that's why I kind of lean back onto this narrative, which you picked from the very start, Komodo, is that Sin Prisa are the team that have been looking the strongest, tried and tested
throughout
the course of this competition so far. They're the only team that hasn't really shown a level of weakness.
Okay, I like this from I like this from Revenant. That early on, they know that C is going to be weak because this site hit with this comp on C, they're going to overwhelm all the time. So we see 3-person aggro with the chamber as well. This is a very good idea from Revenant.
Are going to adjust specifically when you've got Rossi on a chamber as well, because he needs to get a lot of action. He needs to get a lot of kills and get out for there to really be some strength on this Revenant side.
We want to end B, but they want to open this door by the looks of things.
Of South Asia. Does manage to get away.
God, he wanted to bait on it. They actually did alright here. I kind of wanted SK Rossi to stick a bit longer.
Bait out a bunch of this utility. Look to renegotiate back towards B, where the trademark is at the front. To get a little bit of information when the wall goes down. But I'm a bit surprised as well.
It's a great Prowler. Prowler over towards C. They see nothing here.
When you have this lull in the time.
how much do they try and overwhelm? How much do they try and throw back here? They're obviously going to let the
Dude's
spike
got
get
4 more
planted.
bullets.
And Rossi will be able to have the rendezvous up in just a second. So, holding on. Waiting for the time.
Nice
He
shot.
does miss the shot. Yeah, that's rough. Wayne has found him, so the advantage continues the way of Disguise. They're going to put the foot down now and try to get this offense going, but Sultan looking the wrong way, man. Round is all falling apart for Revenant.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for Revenant now.
Easy 7th. It didn't feel like there was much pressure from Revenant there at all.
No, and I think that comes down to their retake positions as well, right? When you've got 2 coming up from heaven, 1 coming up from spawn, and 1 coming through rotating door. You are
DSG warmed up. Yeah, they needed to like fight C earlier. I would have much preferred the chamber to stick in the whole time, and then we get the double swing. Because they went for like a. There's 2 ways in my mind that you play it. You either chamber TP out and you heavy bait by hiding, or you just fight heavy together, and they went like in the middle, and it just didn't make sense.
Such a big pivotal moment, right? You know, I think it's potentially a thing.
I love the idea of the C thing that they had, but they played it so badly.
These guys may really start to run away from it, you know, almost leaning towards the 13-6, but
This rotation wasn't the best either. He kind of rotated into nothing.
Yeah.
Remember, that's the thing I was saying as well. As soon as he takes that first engagement, it's so... Like, it completely depends on where he rotates.
Yeah.
His rotations are everything. And if his rotates are bad, then he's just going to be sat behind a smoke the whole time with chamber. And it's pointless.
3 people on site. Everyone but Fade got hit by the flash.
We'll be able to open 1. It is traded out very nicely by Skills for that matter, but DOS9, can he find the timing here? The C's is going to be fantastic. Paradox does get
No way.
Back,
Oh, I thought he was going to get a double.
Really, really nasty. SK
3 bullets for
exactly
Rossi.
In a position to potentially win it out. Does he have any shots in the headhunter? Just 3. So they're going to have to try and creep on in. They do bait out the shot. Juicy won't be looking at this just yet. Of course, Breakable.
You could win this, you know.
Cruising in. They're both watching the exact same time. Bullet damage is enough there, Rossi.
Get the gun, bro. Get the gun. Get the gun. You're okay.
He does. But he's instead just going to go in potentially with the classic here. This is just so rough. The cam's still there. He's just getting baited out in every single which way. The synergy that... Oh, okay.
Oh, 1 bullet.
Final shot.
Oh my god, I thought he might actually hit
Not
that.
enough.
That was close. It was a nice try in the end.
There was a will, there was a way, Komodo, but disguised. They're just too good.
Yeah, I mean, talk about to the nth degree, though, in that round, right? When you send in the slider and Vera back sight and you spot 3
Did pretty good
players
damage.
there, it gets a little bit sticky for you to get those trades out. But in the 2 versus 1, I'm thinking to myself, SK Rossi, you want to try and win this one. Is the classic and the headhunter with the single shot going to be able to do it? Yeah, the answer is no at the end, but I think you're still pretty okay with how you've navigated that round as Revenant.
Need
right?
the gun
4
there?
kills,
Yeah,
of course, is
probably.
gonna make this round an excruciatingly weak one for Disguise. The single gun should be the investment for them. They're going to get a couple of extras because they know themselves with the confidence and space that they actually are finding to A. They get rubble control pretty easy.
I don't think they're going to find much strain in getting the extremities of this map around that neon, right?
No.
Especially with the raise in tow. They've just got so much versatility.
And when you've got Sultan putting the same wall down time and time again, not changing it up, you can kind of afford to give up that rubble control because they're not really disrespecting it so far.
Paradox finding a good opening shot at the very least to take down Juicy. That gives him the advantage.
Yeah, and Juicy might have bought Juicy might have bought too much into this.
Yeah, you are pretty steadfast in where you're positioned around the map as Revenant too, right? 2 players to C, 1 just playing.
Was that ding back? Yeah, that was nuts. They're just gonna send it over towards A, and there's double here, and they have no idea about the Omen, right? So this guy, if he goes down, and I think it's okay for Paradox to overpeak on this, personally. Yeah, I think he actually played it wrong. Wow. Whoa. Damn, bro.
God, bro.
I thought everything was wrecked when this guy managed to slide in and see both. And this guy is great, man.
And it's not just reflected in
Keeps getting multi spray downs.
It's just the positioning with the team, without the team, and then individually, even if his team dies.
I would have kind of preferred the raise there to actually like fight and die instead of falling back and they spot him. But this guy's just a monster.
Sensational from him.
Yeah, that was
For
sick.
the biggest tournament of his career so far, by the way, for a chance to get to an arena too.
Yeah, what a round to
I'm
do
not
it.
sure if I like how they're playing though, defensively. Like, there's that round I thought was maybe just because they're against like the bonus. But if they play like this the whole game, it's an issue. Because look, they have 0 space on C.
Yeah.
They have 0. They're all playing behind the line.
Yeah.
goes.
You can tell that they want to shut down C early. They're playing
really absent
weird on C.
Because like on C, they were literally they were on like a castle crossfire on top of the box.
Yeah.
Chamber and Viper. If they play like this the whole game, it's gonna be rough. They need to be way more aggro.
I think they're only doing it until they get that 1C round. That would be my guess.
Yeah. But then if that happens, you have no info of what's going on, and you're just gonna get overrun the whole time. And your rotations are scuffed because you don't know what the fuck's going on in the rest of the map.
They know the individual nature. He was able to get that one before in the previous, but now when he's down, he was traded so effectively. It's onto SK Rossi and Sultan to see what they can do in the 2v4.
You gotta save. You gotta save here. You've got
Yeah, you
weapons
do
to
have
go
to
in with
save.
a pretty strong buy in the next rounds. Yes, you might
I mean,
wanna
one
try
of you
and
could
impact the
technically
economy
go
of the
for it,
guys who are
but
relatively low, but a 2 versus 4 without any
I think
real
one
smokes
person
towards
should
the
try
sky
to do
as well.
damage
What
here,
does
but
that
I understand if they
actually
both try
gonna do in
save.
this scenario? Nothing. So you'll cut your losses here. You'll give this one over towards Disguise, and you'll go again.
These guys are all
with a strong
okay.
round to try and keep them in check.
So you've said that the Sultan has basically been throwing the same screen every round, right?
Yep.
No questions, no changes. And that's the thing, you know, the lack of versatility with this agent composition.
Well, that's it, right? Because when you're on the attacking side, usually you're doing the one that cuts through rubble and A side to get a little bit of this early rubble control, to then flex up and down, to sneak up and do it. When you're on this defensive
Dude, that's a
side,
lovely
this
round
is
for
generally
DSG,
the
man.
wall that,
Get the
Resident
money
will be playing
reset
with,
going.
because they've got the one ways
Get
that
4
Boss9
people
plays
alive.
handedly, because they know that they're putting the poison cloud over to C when they need to.
This
as
is
well.
pretty
They're
much
retaking C.
this is pretty
There's
much
a massive
the
reliance
half for this
actually on
round.
keeping him
Like this
alive
one is
for a lot of these
everything.
rounds. That's why you generally don't see Sultan overextend.
If they
for a lot
want
of
to
these
time
games.
out before this, I would understand it.
Interesting thoughts. And again, you know,
It's
White
not
sort of
as bad
leans
as I
to a
thought.
little bit of
Like
a
2-4
weird one
on
when
this,
you're
they
not
could
adapting
probably
and
squeeze
kind of
out some
changing up those
buys,
agent
but it'd be like
compositions to
it would be
what
3
you sort of
people on
want day.
3-5,
You
3-4,
can, you know, even when you've got individuals performing, you can still get caught lacking.
and then one that can't buy.
I mean, you just look at this.
Okay, and they want to go for a trap play of A. Wall up, drop the wall duel.
Yeah, you've got 2 members over at the breakable door. And,
Up the wall? Dude, that is a late drop of the wall.
They're already managing to escape, and you're not getting
You meant to
double,
like drop
bounce
the
control
wall
at the
once
same
this
time.
guy gets hit by the
Yeah,
Omen
look
flash,
how
and then
quick
you
they're
can
trying to go
peek.
back into this because they already did burn the paranoia on one side. Now they're trying to get straight through breakable. Skills will get one, but Skyrim will
Damn,
trade.
Vera
SK
just
Rossi has to get a bit of a
absolutely
read
sent
along
it.
here. Sultan's going to be able to drop Vera, which is huge, but now Wayne putting out that seize. It does catch Sultan, but he catches first. And Rossi also able to pick up Grumble. So all in a star in 1 versus 2. He is in position, has the spike in tow, but he's in such an awkward one in B upper. Has to try and cross, and he's caught, and he's found. Rossi finally showing up.
This
to the
was nice
show
though. At least they're
and
like
getting
instant
a
reaction once
couple
they
of
cleared
frags,
A,
bring
and
the
just
team
everyone
forward.
going over
Revenant get
towards
an
B
A.
was nice.
Yeah,
I think
Rossi hasn't
DSG
had
when
a
they
lot
go
of
aggro
duels
A, a
because
lot of
the
the times
guys
when they
aren't
go
going to
aggro
the
A,
C
and it's
side,
like you
right?
know
And
it's
I
the punish
cannot
here.
blame them. The
You go to
amount of
choose
times that
C
you're
because
getting
the
free
rotates
rebel
to B are
control,
just so
now you
fast.
finally see a contest, but you already have a backup
Right, we
strategy to
literally
just
we see it
overwhelm
there. We
towards
have 2
B.
people
A
here
little
with
bit
1
unfortunate
close to
for
just
them that the
spray
wall
over
comes
towards
up with
B.
some toxins at the nick of time, and then you got the flood
Like
in,
the
you got
instant
numbers
shot call
kept
here
at
has to
bay,
be
the
C.
numbers kept
And I know
in
they're
check
like
from
slightly
Revenant.
scared of the
Till in
chamber,
end, the
but
1 versus
it's
2
okay.
take
Once
the
you push
timing
him
to
off,
find
it's
it.
a
So
free
well
sight.
placed for Revenant, and that's on the back of that save in the previous one, right? If they went for it and lost the guns, definitely would have been a different story, I feel.
Oh boy, we've got to
They're
set
going
ult
for
strat
it
on
straight
defense.
away again, right? They've completely changed up the position. And we've
No
definitely missed
way.
it. Paradox does get caught, does get the info.
No
Grumble
way.
Dodges and weaves.
He did
ducks,
unreal
ducks,
things,
dives,
kills so
dips,
many.
Dodges. You know how it goes. You guys have seen the movie.
Yeah, but now the problem is you've lost the site. These guys have a player advantage. They have a free plant to their heart's content. And Styron has managed to get the Nightfall on the back of it.
Really awkward. Again, you know, they shifted up a little bit, but they know that Disguise has just continued to take the C A control towards Mound
Yeah.
and Rubble. But anyway, we'll see how we go. And they bring it back in on the 4v3.
Couple of trades out.
Yeah, they
Bad
keep
so
winning
far,
one and
again,
losing the
guys are
next.
holding together as a unit on the site, group in
The
numbers.
call here and just lock him in.
I'm just looking at it as well. The time is ticking away, and I think Revenant just need to seal the deal on this one and save it yet again. And
They're not fully done. The money's
We've
okay,
got
even with the
Chamber,
reset.
a Viper, and an Omen
Like,
to
this
try
can
and
be a
get
drop, that's
retake
the main
happening in
thing.
towards the A site. You really don't have any way to clear any corners with any amount of utility or any amount of haste to get in that sort of scenario. So that is
That's
kind of
right.
the worst 3 alive you want in that scenario for a retake.
Well, only having the single, you know, the single flash off the paranoia, right? It makes it so tough to kind of defend, and the amount of times they've actually used it through tree from DOS9 to try and just force them away has just been nuts to witness. So
Yeah.
I don't know, they're just baiting out the utility so well disguised, and it just feels like it's such a more one-sided map than it is right now.
I mean, there's a reason when you look at DRX who play this comp for Revenant that you're trying to set up buzz for a lot of these duels on both our offense and both the defensive side.
All right,
Like,
another big round. See if Revenant can survive this one.
Which is why you're seeing combinations of either seize nades or flash nades, or you're getting peeks in from Foxy9, for example, getting get out.
Okay, that's nice though. We get a Prowler and they didn't take any space. That's a bit of a big win.
Just aren't generally going C, but when they are,
Rossi.
he's not winning them.
What an absolute shot, though.
He doesn't win it again.
That is an
There's
absolute
no flash
shot.
or anything to assist him. There's
That's
no
fast.
bodies to assist him. You need that here.
And Sultan's just, you know, sitting back, has to pop the poison cloud. Like, he can't do anything to support, as he mentioned. So now the utility is going to start to come out. Neural Theft to get that early information. The Haunt at the back
Damn,
of
they
the side
disrespect
as
the
well.
molly as well to
Mirror's
slide all the way
already
in.
position. Sultan has to try and find this opening frag, but he's up so close. That is going to be a tough one with the C's. Juicy gets one. Skills already, though, on the response. Sultan turns.
Good Omen
It's going to be
flash.
such an awkward bit of timing. Vera somehow still alive, and in amongst all of this chaos.
Vera
Sultan
guy's
has
doing
one.
great. I can't believe he's still alive here.
3-on-3 as the spike's now planted.
Can't believe that Revenant have managed to get this back to the 3-on-3. No plant down yet, but they start to flood through the gates. Paradox actually has two satchels as well to dance around the side, but the
He's in
side
close.
wants
That
to
guy in
creep
sight
up
should be
10
getting the
and
kill,
plays
no,
the
right?
back of the
Oh,
side.
Viper fell back.
Oh, man.
This is a weird round.
Just absolutely baiting everything in, and once again it rolls onto the reliability of Sultan to try and find it. Paradox
Yeah,
now.
I mean, it should be impossible to plant here.
Go out. Vera so low.
Damn, nicely done. Tell you what, this Sultan guy did really good, staying alive the whole time.
And somehow Revenant hold on. Like, this is
Yeah,
exactly what we're
every
saying.
important
SK
round
Rossi
that
out
like
the
they
night
can't
with
lose,
Bias
it will pretty much be the
but
game.
somehow
They
there
win
was
it.
just enough utility to
Like they're
keep them
still
alive
just
long
in
enough
every single time.
that Revenant win that round? I'm confused. I'm lost.
I mean,
Vera as
Sultan
well,
just did so
I can
good.
feel how hesitant he was to go in through that dark cover over at spawn, because he knows at that point in time from the Neural Theft that if he goes there against the isolated player, that could potentially be the round for his team to focus over at Waterfall. But you don't want to just go into the smoke, lose your head.
This
and
is
that
another
is
one
the
though. They
round
did so
for
much
them. So they
damage.
tried
This
to
is a
play
giant
the
round,
numbers off
just
the back
full
of the
stop.
util as well, and it just doesn't really work out for them. So a timeout deployed, Mitch.
The difference between
Very good timing for them as well, because
a really
this is where the
close,
economy in
really
the
close
other
game
zone
or just
actually starts to more shift towards their
DSG
opponents
should be
in
fine.
Revenant.
Man, I don't know. So much to ponder right now, and that's obviously why they've taken this pause to work it out. But
He's
I
got
think
lot
it's more
now.
about just keeping a little bit of extra
Rossi.
momentum because
Yeah.
they have been
Yeah,
able
they
to
should
get
help
all of
a
this
lot.
control for free, but it just depends on what they want to choose to do with it in the end, Komodo, right? You know, they can get all the control of the map if they want, but if they're going to hesitate once they actually
they really
going out to that site
disrespected him on this round.
It's all for naught, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we've
just
actually
swung and
seen
tapped the
Rebel
shot. He had no
finally
chance to even
contest a
shoot.
couple
It was
of
crazy
rounds
fast,
around the
John.
map, right?
Yeah.
We've seen a little bit of this later Rebel control from them. We've seen it at an attempt over at Mound. Yes, it's squandered, but apart from that, is that all? That
Chat,
Revenant
why is
have
it?
for us so far?
Why?
Right, on the back
Why
of
is
this
everyone
timeout, if you have your
so
coaches just
so
watching how you
toxic in
guys
the
are playing,
Indian
where you
games?
guys are dying around
Like
the
the
map,
Indian
is it
community
right
is
now
crazy,
just
man.
recognizing
Just
on the
support
fact
support
that
your
we keep
country.
getting
It's
this A-Rebel
crazy,
control?
dude.
And what are the pieces of utility that we're seeing?
Like
them
I do
utilize
GE,
when
I
they
do
go to retake
GE, and I
control?
do
Well, it's obviously
Revenant,
spinning up,
and
it drops,
it's
and
for
if there's a
sure.
smoke, a one-way
It's for
over
sure like the
door,
most
well, you know
timeouts and
they're more
stuff.
heavily lent over
Why
towards
why
the A
why'd
side,
you
because
guys
9 times out of
why are you
10,
guys
those
so
are the same
brutal?
positions that we're seeing from
I don't get
Plus9
it.
from Sultan on the back when that
Like
util's there.
just give him a
I'm
chance,
looking
man.
towards
It's
the radar
crazy.
right now, and what am I seeing? The 2-1-2, where you're going to have a peek out from SK Rossi, and you're not going to have any control bar the grenades that go over towards Rubble.
Rossi does fire a shot, so they've got the information that the operator.
I don't
is
have
in.
to give it. Yeah, but you guys don't have
Rumble
to
finds
give it
Doc
also.
Nine, and that's such a big frag to be found. Paradox at least able to respond with one, but then
Like
that's the
they're
excitement goes
some of
to
the
take
best
it for
players in
free.
your country.
I mean,
Just
Skill's still in
just
good
support
position, but
them
this is very much
instead
an
of just
island
randomly
as well
flaming
for
them.
him to
Like
be
all you're
seeing
gonna
it.
do is spiral
And
them
if you're
into
playing by the
worse
numbers
players.
right now as well, you're either putting your
The
boomer
players are
or you're
toxic.
putting your
I mean, I don't blame them if this is
Prowler
the kind of
to
criticism
Stalker.
that they
You're
get.
not
I'd be
overlooking
crazy
this to give them a
toxic.
chance to get
I'd be
back
flaming
in.
you guys every single time I play a
SK
game.
Rossi finally hitting the shot though, taking down Juicy. That could be absolutely huge.
They
They're trying to
don't
go through
kick
the
it.
door now. They don't clear it. You're right. And now he can drop the Nightfall. So this could very well be a 10th round here for Revenant, unless we
What
see
an
something
absolute
big from
shot.
Vera, and he's taken down by Skills. All onto Wayne in a 1 versus 3. I can't help but think that the Skies have kind of given up the goat on the round here.
Well, we'll see, because Wayne in a 1
This guy's a
versus
beast,
3,
though,
Dark
so
Cover
this is
eventually,
doable.
but a Paranoia 2. There's
The first. Can he hold on?
Oh,
Lines
and
it
a
up,
little
gets
smoke
the
on
shrouded
this.
Step out. The repositioning is great, but I think his shoulder actually might have been spotted there. SK Rossi is going to try go through, is going to get that headhunter out, has to try
Nice
and
shot in the
connect
end.
shot, and he does. Oh, man, thank you, SK Rossi. The reliability is back in a little bit now. The tour de force is secured for later if he needs it. And that's the round recovered. Revenant tie up the scoreline 10-10. This game has been so strange.
I mean, you have to consider if the breakable door is gone and yeah, you're killing people, that the position is still dirty if you yourself have not checked it.
Sub mode? Yeah, I think sub mode makes the most sense.
Okay, you
It's got loads of like plat people just flaming their own team, man. It's crazy.
You have to be layering your protocols at least to clear corners if you've not cleared.
The load of super bots calling people that are way better than them crap. So annoying.
You're not going to be able to get into
It's
the
so annoying. Like I just find it mental. I really do.
You have lesser weaponry as disguised. You need to be making sure that you're.
Vernon, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the tier 1. Thank you.
Oh, tagged up a little bit, Vera. And again, it's the same level of control. They get out to rubble.
Bacon got caught in the crossfire. Yeah, that's actually true.
Oh,
wait, I thought you made it to diamond.
Or not. There was a ping on the radar.
I think you are, Bacon.
But it doesn't even matter.
Oh man, Wayne finding another again. You know the amount of control he's been able to pick up. And SK Rossi
Wayne is great, man. Wayne is an unreal player.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a rough one.
Free plans as well.
Skills has to go really big here. At least he's able to find one for free. That frag felt a little bit too easy. Does have the C's, does have the Prowler in hand.
You gotta wait for DOS9 though. He's got your smokes, he's got your flash. By what time you can, set all your useful in.
Gonna pop the ultimate there as well. The showstopper for Juicy. All it needs to do is just be a deterrent for this point in time, right? It doesn't need to go off straight away.
And they're going to save at one point here. They're going for it. Someone's going to make a save call.
Well, to just find a little bit of extra control. Now DOS9 comes in, but Styron will trade, and I don't think Skills has got what it takes to take this one out. They're running away again. This is the third time.
It's going to be interesting, this one. Res, thank you so much, Res. Appreciate the tier 1. Thank you. XMG as well. Thank you so much for the gifted there. Appreciate that.
Again, you know how Wayne was able to split the wickets and find them. It's just insanity.
Well, he was spotted out after the From the Shadows was used, but the fact that he's just able to double down on towards SK Rossi, that's where it becomes extremely, you know, problematic, right?
At least they saved up, though.
Yeah, that's like the main thing.
Oh, they're double upping.
You gotta... Do you force into this? No, there you go.
I think he's gonna... No, they're forcing, no? With the chamber up. They're not forcing, but like...
Yeah, it's low. Double up is interesting.
Double up, yeah. I like this puzzle up.
I like it though. A bit of a different look to what you're playing over at your A-Rubble attempted control at the moment though.
Good one pass the big. I like this call.
I'm not sure. I like both ops towards A though. I think that's
overkill. It is a good call though, going over towards B when you're playing against what you would imagine is double up.
Yeah, it's good.
Hard to hold, hard to retake. Salah, thank you so much as well, man. Appreciate
it. I think having one up A would have been good, and then having one up posted on like aggro B or aggro C, like not aggro B, but like you know the B main entrance.
Yeah, so you can insert fast TP there.
Yeah, like what Vera did on the events.
They're clearing out absolutely everything here, Revenant.
Got the trip on attack as well.
Door now broken. Up into uppers, Rossi hits one.
Whoa.
Is he gonna be able to connect
Damn.
He will. It's going to be a third though for Revenant.
Holy hell, they might just do it. Do they consider this guy?
It's all on Vera, who has got the absolute flavor.
They will eventually.
But he tries to go in.
Especially when he's trying to hit them with the throwing knives, bro.
A good time to show up.
The high gear doesn't quite work out for him. The slide is not going to be successful. And in a round
that is huge.
The economy was weaker. It was just
Anchi, thank you so much. Thank you.
And a tour de force. And Revenant
I appreciate that.
11.
I mean, tour de force at the
end
of
for the raid. Hope stream is good.
Just a point-and-shoot adventure for SK Rossi. The only deficit being that slow field, which I thought.
Yeah, I mean Rossi just did everything.
Of them when they try to flood in towards the site, but then I realized exactly where old mate, our friend,
DOS guy's pretty consistent.
From, and I mean, he's good. Brilliant shot.
Yeah, Dawson Sullivan
had his knife out for the slide, so I don't think you're killing someone at that distance with a knife, buddy.
Nah, absolutely.
And they time out after this one as well.
One utilized by Revenant. There's been plenty of these to come through during the game, because this is kind of like all out now for Disguised, right? They lose this round, they go to 12, obviously, as we know, but the buy for the last is going to be so weak.
Yeah. You're looking again, right? A couple of really late resurgence plays from Revenant, changing their positions and where they want to focus their arsenal, right? Mainly it's over towards the A side of things still, but there's some adjustments to still tends towards B as well.
Close match, yeah, it's really close.
You need to, because
it's really up for grabs.
These retakes have actually been, you know, extremely close for Revenant. Where they needed to pick up the slack was just having an extra player or two alive before that retake actually happens, and then they have those pieces to flood on in. So the fact that this time they do get overwhelmed by that door opening, they do decide to fall on back. I mentioned it, right? Breakable door is going to be a really key position for Disguise to hold in that scenario, and it's exactly why, because they lose that one, then they start to get crunched in by the multiple angles that Revenant are mounting that retake from. It's pretty, you know, simple when you think about it, but they hold breakable there, they win the round.
Can't believe we've ended up here. 11-11.
How's the match? It's good at the moment. It's really good.
Plenty of Rossi fans will be hoping it's a win for Revenant, but I'm sure chat will also be hoping for a win for Disguised. Because again, you know, it just feels like Disguised have been in the lead
Aggro
for this
over
game,
towards C, trying to force them into the chamber. This is the first time the chamber's been over towards A as well, so big change up. We want to hold over towards C.
So we'll see what happens in the middle stages.
The problem is now they see the chamber here, they're going to have a big idea that A site is clear. Here's a TP over towards Heaven. I mean, he used it early, right? So I guess it's still on cooldown. Oh, no, he could go a little bit more aggro on site. What an absolute shot. Yeah, I think he could have played a little bit more aggro there, but the problem is that his TP maybe needs to be further back.
They are doing a good job of making the chamber irrelevant, though.
Yeah,
they are
yeah,
brilliant
no,
off
they
every
really
angle.
Neon's so good with it.
Just left C.
Okay, you're going to see a Raze ult retake here. Ooh, wow, Raze nearly goes down.
Running around, trying to clear. Vera just keeping
crazy hard retake.
At this position. They are going to flood through now. Paradox, does he get? No! I thought that was potentially looking for a double.
Where's the ult gone?
Yeah, where has that ult gone? I've had that twice now in this game. And this guy's really good now.
Yeah, he is good now.
And again, he just has to run away. When Vera's
look at him.
He's going to be looking for a
I love when people send it.
The neon send, yeah, it's so nice.
And DSG take themselves to map point.
All right.
Yeah, DOS9 just jumping down into
One chance
there as well. Footsteps very audible when he lands for the kill to be collected. But I gotta say, you know, I like the idea of Revenant falling back when the forces do get overwhelmed. When you only have one player in SK Rossi leaning towards the A site, you don't want to take the 1 versus 5 scenario for that sort of sake, right? So falling back is wise, but then just getting his head absolutely removed. Same can be said for when the
Sir Debo with the tier 1, thank you so much, man. Welcome into the Slug Club. Thanks for doing that.
Really sharp shots from Disguise put them onto map point now.
Okay, last one. We just go super fast over towards A. We got a solo. Right, he has to get that kill. That's like the whole round done here. 24. He's just done it, right? That's the round.
Yeah. I usually say it's 3 kills at least minimum with the neon ult, but I don't think it's possible.
What do they got? Omen ult for a retake.
From the shadows in for DOS9.
SK Rossi, the backup judge for his 8 bullets. The Omen wins this though, really. Like Wayne, as long as he doesn't overstep, he wins this.
Just gathering that info. The Prowler goes out to try and take some control back, but once again, it's that one-way smoke onto the stairs. Just makes it so awkward.
That one-way smoke is
yeah, it's devastating.
It's going to be such a tricky
one
to get back in.
The thing is, it was still possible until that one-way came in.
Whoa.
Or, hello?
Rossi with 2, but traded out. Grumble finding more. Grumble finding more Komodo. 1 versus 2.
Damn.
Does have the neural threat to come out, but do they even have enough time?
They just got it, right?
They do. It's going to go to overtime.
Yeah, they got it, yeah.
And they are feeling the pain in that one Disguised.
Holy.
Yeah, absolutely. That had to be extremely close on
Dude,
the time
Rossi got a
that
double
one.
there. That was big.
Unfortunately, we don't really get to really see it. But
look at Fields, man. He should. He should.
How did Wayne die here? Did you see? I don't know how he died.
No.
Kind of overstepped in that
Vera
scenario, right? Vera
like
was
one
down
pop,
to
but it was
low
low.
HP actually at drop, and the matter of
Nice
fact,
kills
SK
by Rossi.
on 23 HP manages to get that.
Oh, that's
kill.
how.
They start
Oh,
to peel
there
together
it is.
some of these
There it is.
advantages,
That was
and
it.
that just
Got
cut
caught
off
by
the DSG
Sultan.
because they're losing these members that didn't necessarily need to go for the fights. When you don't have that rotating door open, you don't really need to go.
They handled it pretty well.
Once
Once the one-way went in, just re-going back over towards Heaven.
That's a really rough position that Disguise kind of gave up a bit there.
That was game 1. Like, no question about it. Like, it should have been GG. We should have been talking about it.
No, they should have won that. I agree.
Disguise have let that one slip, and they're going to be feeling it. So Revenant, they can try and take this opportunity to close it out in overtime now.
They get the hero op up, and the hero op set up over towards A.
First offensive round in overtime. Vera's brought out the operator to lock down the A site by himself with a very strong lean from Disguise.
Forced towards C, and one smoke has made him use a lot, man.
Pushing them back, so little by little, you start to piece something together for Revenant.
That's Nade, Prowler, Molly, Omen Flash, all to get through to C, and they didn't get a kill just because of the one-way smoke here and showing a little bit of presence. That's giant. Like literally just all of that because they shot the fade eye and they had on smoke.
A lot of this utility nice and early on to remove it from later info.
It's a big win from DSG, just that alone.
I was gonna say, if you could bait out those paint shells there from Juicy, you'd make a potential retake scenario all the more easy.
Oh, they got to go back to the op here. See what the time in the wall's like.
Just gonna have to cut sound.
Oh, this could work pretty well. One person
Wait
fake.
to see if there's any more
Eye goes in. They realize they
from
get this
Disguised.
cleared. Does he get to the door in
biggest thing at
time,
the
or is the
moment
wall
I
going to
don't
go
believe
down and this
Vera
guy's going to
has
duel
revealed
him?
the operator in play at the moment. So while
Wayne
still
has Omen
stuck into a
flash.
bubble, he has to shift into a really
These two on
good
site
lane
should be able to get like 2 or
and
3
retake,
between them
or
easy.
potentially even a flank, because we still do hit C.
Didn't even go
Ooh.
for the shot there either.
Uh-oh.
Paradox straight over the trip.
Well, there's 1 out of
Wayne is going to
3.
be able to find the first. Is he going to continue here? He's been
Two.
looking so good in
There's
this
the
match.
3.
He's going
Oh,
straight into the
Batman says no, bro.
Yeah, bro's good, man. Bro's good. This is just a strong hold, though.
This is
Yeah.
how it should have been finished. Onto that
Once you get
24th
when
round.
Omen's in that spot,
Now
it's so
Disguised, they
nice.
have a
With a trip.
much cleaner start here. Revenant couldn't find their footing in towards that site take, and Disguise take the lead and take it back to map point.
Well, what's one of the things that I said could upend Revenant, right? It's the time. It's always the 6th man on their opponent's team, because they do leave a lot of these rounds to the wire. And the fact that they didn't break any of this Cypher utility over at C, the fact that they didn't push Vera off the operator line over at A, you're getting the idea that it is shifting down.
Dude, he
to
goes
a
for the
20
attack
second,
up with the attack up with the
execute
neons.
attempt here, and then you
Perfect
can
time.
just play around the site as
Yeah, this
Disguised.
is a new one, but I guess he
Really,
wants
that round
to.
was read in by them too early for
wow.
Revenant's liking. You have to
Work.
figure it out early,
We'll do
mix,
it.
and now Vera attack operator on the neon.
I don't think you expect that at all.
Not a chance.
One-sided operator and Paradox still peeks into it. Anyway, hindsight's 2020 and such.
He's
but
just trying to
that's crazy.
pre-fire off the
fact that
boombot
Vera's actually
tagging,
going for
right?
this instead
And then
is
just
they
get
built
taken
the
down with the
site
op.
to hold, and it's working
Yeah.
out for them so far.
Yeah. And now DOS9 is by himself. Scare tactics with the Odin, see if any damage can be delivered, but you've got to go for a bit of a challenge here. You can't just fall away and go for another.
Yeah, he needs to
45
get 1
retake.
on site, and I don't think he's...
they're
Okay, he
gonna
does a
make
good
this
job to
work.
get out of here. Got another 4v5 retake. They did it earlier, but it was kind of down to a couple of hero players.
They're just going to clear out drop. Spike looking to be planted for Styron, but he pops off for the
Speaking of
time
hero
being. He's
plays,
just gonna wait for it for a second.
that's a big
The
one.
DCP's huge, no?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Prowler gets some info.
He should just wait there, though,
right?
Oh,
Aw, bro, yeah, just wait for the smoke to go
Skills though
down.
gets one. So does SK Rossi. Back into a 3-on-3 here, Komodo somehow.
Yeah, plant is down as well, and they have given over that Odin for the spam in the tree if they want to, but Creeper not in.
They're actually going to manage to win this.
Absolutely.
Ray's going to for
How they
sure
brought
win
this
this
back.
round.
It's all going to be onto Wayne and Juicy. Juicy does bring it into a 2-on-2, but Rossi can get into position, looking to kind of get this half tap. Skills
Nice
takes him
retake
down, and
again,
now it's all
man.
left onto Wayne.
Not a great
Can
post
Wayne
plant, but it's a
continue
really good
forward?
retake.
Rossi still holding,
Yeah, and he thought he
still
spammed
holding. Has he been able to
enough
pull it
bullets
off?
on the defuse there as well. How are they winning these A retakes?
I mean, they shouldn't be
45.
winnable. I think it's people in my chat are all as soon as they lost the kill, everyone's typing GG.
Yeah, I agree.
Pre-GGs are
Yeah, that's
This is
a-
really
this
is a back-to-back,
extremely
man.
strange
4v5
where they look to
A
get the
retake.
plant and they don't really do anything on the back of that. Running in towards these open angles for where the spike is planted over towards tree. You've got the wallbang ability to come through from the Odin that's literally been gifted to you by your opponents. And you've got a lot of utility that can still be played for the stalling as well. That's a couple of ill-timed decisions from Disguised where... Funnily enough, if you're playing any other team that isn't Revenant that really
So many
sets
deaths before
themselves
the
up
tap,
for that
yeah,
slow retake,
that's
you
true.
probably are winning in those timing positions as Disguised. But the fact that Revenant just kind of delay it, waltz in really late, does get the better of Disguise.
Just having a full conversation right now. You can see how in-depth these conversations are occurring. Like a second overtime ready to come on through. We've already seen a fair bit of a hand here. You know, Vera's tried up some different things, obviously pulling out that operator. SK Rossi has very much been activated again. You know, one of the most experienced players inside this competition right now with his Tier 1 experience. Tier 1 history, you know, a long time playing Valorant.
Feel bad for Toast having to watch this. Oh yeah,
man,
it must
I don't
be
know,
so
it's just
scary,
been
man.
Such a weird back and
Must be
forth
so,
where
so
I feel
scary.
Like Disguised are making many of their own errors, and they need to try and work that out. They need to try and isolate these positions and just close it together as a group, not as a bunch of individuals.
I wouldn't be surprised if Revenant have the best...
Feels like they always have
player
good
deficit
stairs
conversion
control
rate on
with
this map.
post plant.
There
Yeah,
have
they
been
do.
so many
Like honestly,
times they've
if they
lost
actually
those
manage to get
specifically
like the
going in
plant
towards these
for
retakes,
the
and they've managed to just crawl them back,
like say that this
being
is stairs
behind.
here.
It's
You go over
absolutely
towards
ridiculous.
Hobbit.
That
Like they actually got
shouldn't
this
be
plant
something
down.
Statistically,
They
that
should
is a
be winning.
possibility, right? If you've got a numbers game and a post-plan scenario, they tend towards you.
Vera's getting himself really low in this decay as well for the time being, just trying to hold that similar line. And it's been a very staple wall to be thrown out by Sultan, trying to get that clear. He gets the opening. That's pretty big, but traded by Styron. And now it's just going to be that rubble control, and where are they going to take this?
Yeah. Vera did spot a couple of numbers out through Roos as well, so the rotation had already been started, but now you post yourself up on the correct line. You see if you can get one and
Guy on sight's getting heavy overwhelmed. Prowler hit him.
You're actually overwhelmed by Paradox.
Yeah, absolutely. Paradox is all up into his grill right now, Komodo. That's a swap
Wayne might
that
have
you
to do a
weren't
hero
expecting.
play.
Vera's been so impactful, but swapping onto this operator makes it so much more precious.
Wayne drops down. Wayne just swung out into a one-way and got two. Ow.
What an impactful position, but he's traded out by Paradox.
Oh, what a
Now it's
huge
the
kills,
Dawn
man.
of the
I don't know how he got a double kill there with the win.
There's a one-way there now.
Information gathered.
I don't know what happened.
It maybe just went as he peaked, but I swear it was still on the minimap.
Yeah.
Versus two, as you mentioned,
Paradox is dead. No.
Oh.
A bit of information, but does Grumble expect both of them to be back here?
He's got to clear everything. That's the hardest
Man,
part.
these higher
It's
lows
really hard.
worry me.
He could line up though.
They're straight onto that line, but can he
Okay,
hold the
nice.
control?
Well, really nice round by
What a
Paradox.
round, yeah.
To take the attacker's side of
Yeah, I
the
gotta see how
push
he gets
forward.
that double kill there.
That's
I have
now
He's
no
either
idea.
like maybe he dropped down and
Can
seen their
they
shit and
close
just
it out
sprayed
here?
and somehow got two.
Yeah,
This is the
it
first
must have
time
been
that
like a
Revenant
crouch
actually
peek or
gather a lead on
something.
this scenario, and you
Oh,
know
dude, he's,
how many times
he's going
this
for it.
guys have had the chances to be able to seal the deal on this one. I do like the valiant attempt at the
Like a
mid
stress
as well,
migraine
but
coming
this
on.
Reactiveness
Yeah.
from Revenant to be able to turn around to get all of these trades to group up and settle down as well, because somebody had to go big in a scenario to get Revenant on the top, right? More often than not, we've been looking at DOS9, we've been looking at Sultan, but Paradox this time steps up where required, and now on this advantage, you might actually be able to isolate a kill with the numbers that you've got over towards the A side if you get
Like
a
this
little
by
bit more
DOS9, I think.
proactive and not as patient as we've seen from Revenant.
Look how quick
Oh
they're
my
running.
days.
What is
They're not
that?
running through that molly, are they?
Why?
There is
Nah,
no way that should
bro.
have happened. This is what I'm talking about, Komodo. You can't win a game.
What's
as
made them
five
react
individuals.
and to
You
be like
I
that?
have
as a team.
no
Sultan has
idea
literally
what's made them do
had
this.
time to think and then still take the kills. Still
That's fine,
get
Sultan's
disturbed
my
as
goal,
he
bro.
marches forward, trucking through. Styron and Vera are sitting there wondering, where is my team?
I cannot believe that he has just satcheled into him.
I
and
can't believe that.
unavailability
It
in
doesn't,
that
it
mix.
doesn't make any sense.
Sultan has converted in towards 3 kills.
Unless he
Now
heard a
looking for the
reload
closure.
and he's trying to take a timing
This
of a
is insane.
reload,
Styron
but
in
even
1v5
then.
has not had the
I didn't
greatest of
think there
games
was a
so far. Had
reload.
A couple of impact frags, and he will be able to drop DOS
Damn,
but
bro,
Sultan's
that's
gonna
a
find
big
him
way
with a
to
4K.
that's
a
And
big
it's
way
gonna
to
be
lose that.
Revenant taking map number
Yeah.
one,
The
Komodo.
song that guy did
I don't
great.
know what I've just
Did
witnessed.
it? Was there a
I don't know
reload
if
or something? I
anyone
have no
is,
idea why he sent it
sort
in
of
as
stable
raise.
right now, but that game had absolutely
He maybe
everything.
thought he had a
And I
timing
think
on him
that
because
could
he kind of
potentially
did
be enough to
in a way,
really throw
a
us
little
back to
bit.
the rest
He
of the
kind of
series,
did because it
yeah,
was
Yeah,
definitely, he was
gotta.
like slow, yeah, it was slow
But then for the
him to get
Cypher to
kill.
run through the molly as well, that was kind of
Afterwards, yeah, it's so
Yeah,
desperate
that was the
to
one
get
that
a
was
trade.
like, that was maybe just panic, I don't know.
Bro, they look shocked
Because
right
if
now.
we see that again,
Yeah.
that's the series
But it's only the first map, like,
And guess what
No,
map we're
ain't
going
over.
into next?